This is the face of a happy man, because this is the face of a man who's done with Amityville. I know that next year there'll be like 500 more coming out, but I'm done. I'm not watching any more Amityville movies in my life. It's summer right now. I've been doing this for a while, as you can see from, I think this is grayer and this is shorter. I don't know how that works. Magic? Yeah, it's the magic of Amityville. It's taken over my life. Amityville Scarecrow. I guess it delivers on what it promises. There's a scarecrow, there's an Amityville, I guess Amityville, right? Everything's kind of Amityville. They wanted it to be like a cursed place. They mentioned Amityville by name. It's in England, so it's not any Amityville we know. And in this story, it's two brothers who did some murder in the past. I'm done with the DeFeo whole thing. It feels exploitative, but this isn't better. This is not better. And here...
Why wasn't there any corn in the fields?
The stuff never grew. It's as though someone harvested it for years.
There's never been corn, somebody's harvesting it. Why is it called the cornfield? It's really simple and easy to make an okay slasher movie, right? Great ones are actually hard, really hard to make. It's not the best formula for making a great movie, but for making something watchable. Put some people on screen you'd want to die. Put some people on screen you don't want to die. Gore, nudity. On this list, you'd probably A-tier it. In general, a C+, a passing grade. This one, there's a big wicked scythe and no gore. No gore. And it's always depressing when there's no gore. The mask of the scarecrow is okay. Better than the movie deserves. And then you got this acting, which,
Open this place and make it what we remember.
That's the movie in a nutshell. Despite everything, I'm going to put it in C tier. It's bad, but it's not laughably bad, and it follows a pretty simple formula. Even if they're getting it wrong, at least it has an idea of what it wants to do. Let's see how I did. Obviously, there was a scarecrow on the cover, and it's called Scarecrow, so it's going to be that. I'm going to predict it's a slasher movie, and I'm going to hope it's a slasher movie, because I feel like none of these other ones are. Point for me. It's a slasher movie. It was really obvious, but I'll take the points where I can get them. Amityville Moon, you know what? I wish it wasn't called Amityville. The credits are weird. It feels like it's like a mid-2000s true crime documentary series. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but if so, mission accomplished. The gore is really the big letdown. This scene here, where her face gets chewed off, put some red paint on, slide a piece of rubber over her face. You don't want anything to look like muscle, anything that looks like an actual effect. It just, yeah, lazy. Actually, there's a few decent things about it. It's a decent little werewolf movie, and it has a real werewolf. It has a guy in a suit or a woman in a suit, somebody in a suit killing people. So, points for that. And it just kind of takes these people, traps them in a house, and that's it. That's all you really need for a horror movie. I thought the characters were not great or awesome, but they were, I knew who everybody was. I knew why they were there. Well, not why they were there, because it's a halfway house, So I don't know what their crimes were necessarily, but I know what they want a little bit, who they are, enough that I can tell them apart, right? I know what's going on. And the werewolf, as I said earlier, or maybe that part's getting edited out, it's pretty decent. And they even do a very American Werewolf in London, on a low budget, lower talent, much lower than Rick Baker talent level. They do a decent transformation. It's got the points you need to make it look like this person transforms into this werewolf. I like it. So Amityville Moon, despite some missteps, I think I'm definitely more positive on that one than a lot of what I've seen. So I'm going to go with a B. It deserves, some credit. It did something pretty decent. Now I got to see what I thought it would be about. I'm going to guess it was a werewolf. It's right on the cover. I'm hoping that I was right. It's going to be the worst werewolf, and we're not going to see it very much. I think they're going to know they have a really shitty werewolf, and they're going to keep it in shadows a lot. That's my prediction. So my prediction was actually off. I said they would have a shitty werewolf and they would keep it in shadows, and they actually had a pretty okay werewolf, but they kept it in shadows. It was intelligently shot in the way they did it at the beginning. It was some POV stuff, quick cuts of it until the end where they show it, and it stands up to what they do with it. It looks fine. except where they have the guy crawling along. Those shots where it's like, you know, they kind of cut it just before his back legs get into view, but it's very clearly someone just crawling along. It's tough to make a four-legged werewolf. Even American Werewolf in London, which has, you know, an immense budget compared to this especially, but on a pretty high budget, a lot of talent involved. Their four-legged werewolf is, you know, maybe one of the better ones. It's not a great one. Wolfman. You want to go Wolfman. Future filmmakers, Wolfman. That's all I can say. Amityville Cop. I realized as soon as I saw this, it was just Maniac Cop. Everything about this is essentially Maniac Cop, but demons. There's a lot of stupid stuff.
God of sacrifice, we give you and your soul.
This here, just listen to that.
Your life to the
It's like music to my ears. And you know what? Points for this joke.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Why not?
It's a long story.
I'm all ears.
Nobody will date me.
That doesn't sound like a very long story to me.
I laugh. I think where it, you know, stands head and shoulders above a lot of the other stuff is it actually has like gore. There's actual makeup effects. There's not a lot in it that isn't stupid. I can't go above a C. I may change it later. I'll give it a C. Let's see how I predicted. What? Demon-possessed cop. What can I say? I just, you know, well, there we go. It's a demon-possessed cop. Point for me. Demon-possessed cop, Amityville Cop, super obvious. I'll take the easy points because I've missed some of the other ones that probably were easy too if I thought about it a little harder. So good job, me. Amityville Cabin, you know what? Confetti, fireworks, it's a short film. Woohoo! Anytime when I'm going through this list and something is like, you know, less than, I don't know, 10 minutes, that's like thumbs up immediately. This fake Super 8 though is like thumbs down. So thumbs up for short, thumbs down for like fake and Super 8. I know that shooting Super 8 is expensive and more trouble than it's worth, and you're just going to put it on YouTube and you're never going to make any money from this movie that they've made. But, like, just don't. Like, don't. The demon at the end was kind of okay. It was fine. I don't know. Am I ranking shorts? I can't even remember. I've been doing this thing for, I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months I've been making this video. I'm going to say I do rank them. So this guy, I'm going to put it as C. You know what? Points for being short. Points for the demon at the end, and nothing in it was egregiously bad, and it wasn't around long enough to insult my intelligence in much. See how I did. From the cover, I'm going to say it's super cheap. Like, that's bad. That's not even a good cover. Like, some of these other movies are going to be complete and total trash, maybe all of them, but the cover for that one is just not making me feel good. So my prediction was super cheap. That was literally the only prediction. I'm going to give myself points. You know what? It's a YouTube short, essentially. Yeah, points for me. That counts. Amityville in the Hood. So this is me watching this movie as it starts. Wild Eye Entertainment. Fuck. And not only is it Wild Eye, who apparently, I don't know, took up the mantle of making the Amityville movies they wanted to make, but it's another one in the Amityville Toy Box series. This time it's Weed. They should have called it Amityville Weed, because that's what it is. I thought of a better name, Amityville Blunt. See? Yeah. I can't imagine there's anybody on Earth who wanted this movie to be made. Apart from the filmmakers, I don't even know if they cared. I mean, it doesn't feel like they cared much themselves. There's a reason they didn't call it Amityville Toy Box Part 3. It's just another movie. It's literally, that's its claim to fame. Another Amityville movie. All right, now, call me an idiot. Kick me in the head. Maybe I've already been kicked in the head. I kind of like the color correction in this scene. I like the way it looks. This here, hey, you know what? It looks like an Instagram filter, but it's not bad. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Just one of these. Just one of these. Give me that old guy. Thing past the first Amityville Toy Box. They've got these massive, long recaps, and it's so insane. The movie's only 70 minutes long, so closing credits are quite long. You put in, it's probably at least a 20-minute recap, and the movie they've actually shot is like, I don't know, 40 minutes, a half an hour. This is like the ultimate ripoff. And as the ultimate ripoff, I'm gonna put it D tier because there are worse ones in this series, and this is probably, at least as far as series of Amityville movies go, this is the worst one. This is not the worst of them. Like I say, that Instagram filter kind of puts it at a D tier, whereas I'm sure when I go back and re-tier everything, there'll be some E tier stuff in here. Oh God, you know, like Leprechaun in the Hood, I know some people like it, but it's like my least favorite of the whole series. So I'm not predicting a lot of good stuff here. I'm sure it'll be like racist stereotypes. Oh God, what am I in for? I predicted racist stereotypes. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I have nothing in my notes about racism in the movie. Like, I don't know. No, I'm going to not give myself points. Amityville Uprising, you know, at least it actually takes place in Amityville, like, and makes reference to the town. It's not some repackaged other film. Yeah, points for that. It's got this weird introduction style, like House of the Dead overkill. I don't even know what they're going for here. Why are they staring into the camera so much? I don't understand. To continue the theme of renaming the movies, this one should have been called Amityville Outbreak or maybe Amityville Reign. Right away you get a bit of gore, which is always nice. I like a bit of gore. So, you know, points for that. It did something. The whole movie kind of has a soap opera feel to it, like the way it's shot, and it's very flat with its lighting and everything. But there's a positive that comes with it being soap opera feeling. The sets are decent. The cop uniforms look like real cop uniforms. They spend a lot of time at the beginning establishing characters. It's not just the flat lighting that makes it soap opera. It's the melodrama and you know, the guy and his estranged kid and other people telling the kid that the dad really loves him and all of this stuff. They didn't really get into the action until a bit later. And for a movie of this budget, this is a movie with a lot higher effort than a lot of the other ones. It's something a little bit more like a real movie. And then the Amityville acid brain zombies come. So yeah, I'm going B tier on that one. Okay, so I'm going to predict it'll be zombies, because I see like people up against a window, hands on a window kind of thing going on in the background. So zombies. Points for zombies. I got another point. You know what? I mean, the poster tells us the story, and maybe that's a point for them too. Points for both of us. Points for everybody. You guys have points. Amityville gas chamber. So I wrote one note on this as I started watching it, and my note was, you better be fucking kidding me. And he wasn't. A YouTuber kind of approaching the idea that I'm approaching, and actually starts it off with something similar to what I've written in my own introduction to this video. People realized Amityville was a name that couldn't be copyrighted. A million movies came out. This guy, though, he made this video for his Patreon. It's him reading the Amityville horror, fart sound effects because it's Amityville gas chamber, and the occasional text of some Amityville movie trivia. I did watch it because I'm stupid. I'm a stupid person who does stupid things, but it's so bad. I don't know. It's performance art is what it is, and it's not at all what I was looking for. I'm looking for a real movie. This is performance art. Guy's got probably a pretty solid Patreon, so good for him. I'm glad it paid off for him. I wish I hadn't seen it. This is going E tier. Wow. Really? Wow. Really? Goreless. Gonna have, I mean, the poster looks like there's some blood in it, but I'm predicting that they're using the gas idea as a way of getting around having to do special effects. I'm gonna give myself like half a point. So Amityville Karen, do they know what a Karen is? Eventually they get around to it, and she's like calling everybody's manager. She's having dreams, or she's like, Carter manager. That's par for the course. Like, this movie has an incredibly bad script and really bad editing, like so bad. This demon here they've got. It's like she was supposed to crab walk. She did a backhand bend thing, a bridge, and then couldn't walk, and that's fine. I couldn't even do the bridge, so they were like, okay, well, just, you know, do whatever. Took me halfway into this movie to realize it's the fucking Amityville Hex guy. Like, that is not good. That is not what I want. I'm sad that this movie got made. Sad that the Amityville Hex guy made another movie. He also made himself the main character, except he kind of isn't, because the main character is Karen, which is like a weird choice. Halfway into it, the Hex guy, who also directed, shows up making jokes, I guess. They're jokes. They're hilarious. He's the main character, or the hero of the story. He shows up halfway in. She's really the main character, and I don't know. The script is trash. This is better than Hex. I'll give it that. It's just a movie that kind of does some stuff. There's not any valuable entertainment from it. So I'll put this in D tier. That makes sense, right? It's not going to be any higher than that. Let's see what I thought about it. I predict 0 laughs. I predict that it's intentionally spoofy and it's not going to make me laugh at all. Another point. Amityville Karen, 0 laughs, check mark. Amityville Quilt Store. Fireworks, confetti. Yep, it's another short film. And it's actually one of the better ones. The VHS almost found footage feel is kind of dumb, especially since it's not really found footage. Like half the time it feels like it's handheld on purpose. The camera does things like it's looking, like it's a camera, like it's a person with a camera. And the fake VHS effect added to, digital is just as bad as a fake Super 8 effect added to digital. But it's inspired by Evil Dead. The creepy guy has a decent creepy face. I might have a picture. Probably not. I'm kind of lazy and this thing's like 3 minutes long. If it was a feature, I'd give it like lower, but I'll give it a B. It's probably better than it deserves, but this is on the Amityville scale. Let's see what I predicted. I don't have a lot to say plot-wise, but I'm willing to predict that one, just based on being as weird as it appears to be, is going to be one of the better ones. I'm going to say it's going to be one that I will like. I don't know why, but that's my prediction. You know what? Amityville Quilt Store, I'm taking a point. Like, it was one of the better ones, and I did kind of like it. I'm giving it points because it was short, but hey, whatever, I'll take them. Amityville in space. So, the old, facepalm as soon as I see the Polonia brother. It's another Wild Eye. We've got that priest guy who was in the other ones. Come on, Polonius, please stop. Look at this cyborg.
But this is a thing of beauty. No notes.
This demon is also quite charming. 0 budget demon, but he's cute. He's a little stop motion thing. He flies around. It's good enough. I do like this dying fuck you. Maybe my brain is turning to mush here. That's probably it. It was goofy enough, you know what I mean? It didn't try hard enough, so I can't give it any points for being enjoyably bad, but it's not too bad. I'll give it a C. All right, I'm predicting the ending, twist ending, doom. They end up going through a rift to hell, event horizon. You know what? I'm giving myself a half point. I predicted a twist ending. It's a twist beginning. I don't know. They go through a rift. There's a pentagram in space. That's got to be worth half a point, right? I'm taking it either way. Amityville Christmas Vacation. I gotta say, I was encouraged when I saw that this thing was like an hour long, or less than an hour actually. Not quite the confettis and fireworks kind of thing, but it's a break. It's a bit of a relief. What it ends up being is an okay comedy. It really, really starts off slow. The main character is really annoying, intentionally so, but this packing scene, I'm looking at a 53-minute movie and I'm 7 minutes in and a guy's packing a bag. It feels like it's too long. It feels like the movie is too long at this point. Editor, please. But then when he finally gets to the house, interacts with a ghost, it picks up steam. I mean, there's some decent jokes. His very, very cartoony naivete is kind of fun, presented with a ghost that wants to kill him. He just constantly misinterprets everything, and it works. There was a few things that made me laugh, one of which is not anything to do with that. It's this. This is what people think a newspaper looks like? I mean, okay. But I'm going to give it a B tier. It had some decent laughs. And when the ghost and, I don't know, the character, Wally Griswold, of course, because, Christmas Vacation, are interacting, it's kind of fun. And the ending, which I won't tell you because maybe you'll watch it, it made me laugh as well. It was good. Let's see what I predicted. First of all, I better not still be watching these when Christmas rolls around. If I release this video on Christmas, you know that I had a bad year. Apart from that, let's say indirect spoof of actual Christmas Vacation. They'll have stand-ins for Clark and Rusty and everybody else who I can't remember. So I'm 0 points. The only reference to Christmas Vacation that they actually do is with his name of Wally Griswold. And I can't give myself points for that. Even a half a point I don't deserve. It really was not intended as a spoof of the Christmas Vacation. Amityville Thanksgiving. The credits are somewhere between being cool or Microsoft Movie Maker. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going for. That wicked Microsoft Movie Maker vibe. The movie flips between and I think I've seen this in a few of these, but it flips between documentary style, like looking into the camera and talking, supposed to be found footage. They even put like record on the screen. A lot of the movie is centered around a therapist.
Just want you to know that I'm here for you.
He's creepy.
Moral support, even physical support if necessary.
No.
For positives, I'll go with New York accents. The whole thing takes place in, Long Island or whatever, so that makes sense. And, there's a certain self-awareness when,
You suck.
yeah, you do suck. I think it's like a review of the movie, maybe. I do like this. No! They just outsource the ending. They're like, here, people of YouTube, shoot a bunch of footage, and it's always like just repeating the same thing over and over. Oh, this happened. I just watched the movie. I know what happened. I don't need the recap. And the recap adds nothing. Nothing. There's like the last 20 minutes of this movie is them just saying what happened in the movie over and over and over again. It's crap. I'm going to have to put it D. D for now. I'll do the final recap and really shift them on my list, but D for sure. Now we'll see what I thought was going to happen. I predict that even though I haven't seen Thanksgiving Part 3, this will be better than it. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, so let's say I'm right. It's better than Thanksgiving. Yeah, that seems fair. Point for me. Amityville Scarecrow Part 2 is, not the first sequel of the series, but it's the first one that has 2 in the title, other than way back when with The Possession. I think I gave the first one a little bit of leeway, a little bit of credit, just for kind of following the paint-by-numbers slasher formula, but that goodwill is gone. This is not in any way fresh or interesting. It was about as generic as can possibly be. There's so many times in the movie where they just stop and talk. The acting doesn't support it. The script doesn't support it. There's nothing in this movie that makes me want to watch them stop and talk for 5 minutes over and over and over again, explaining little bits and bobs of story that don't matter. A C seems really high, but I'm going to give it a C. Let's see what I predicted. Holy shit, it's our first actual sequel, I believe. You know what? They worked out the kinks in the first one, and now they've got their engine running smooth. It's going to be the best movie I've ever seen on this list. Well, it was not the best movie I've ever seen on this list, I can tell you that much. 0 points. Ghosts of Amityville could have been an okay short film. The rubber clown mask looks good for a while, until they get right up close, and then that ruins it, and from then on, you can't unsee how much it is just a rubber mask. But when they keep it from a distance, and they have the clown kind of coming up out of the water and stuff, it looks like a pretty decent makeup, which it's not, but it looks like it is. And then it is quickly revealed not to be. And then the movie keeps going and going and going and going and going and going, and nothing happens. And it keeps resetting back on itself, tries to be mindfuck horror. Again, it would be like a good 5-minute short film. I'm gonna give it a C, like a high C. The clown was cool, all right? I'm not looking for much. What did I predict? It's a clown ghost. I'm thinking very, very 90s horror here. So people will go into rooms, have sex, and then a clown will sort of ghostly appear and murder them. That's my prediction. Considering the main character is like an 8-year-old, I'm glad that my prediction was way off. 0 points, thank God. The Amityville Cute Farting Cat, it's like less than a minute long. There's I guess a joke there, and then like a jump scare. It's a D, not even getting credit for being as short as it is. It was nothing. What am I doing to myself? What is this? What did I do wrong? I have no prediction. I hope it's a short film. Well, I don't get points because I didn't predict, but hey, paid off. At least it was short. The shortest on the list. Amityville Rideshare is one that the people who made it put up on YouTube, and that's about where it belongs. It's torture porn. It's nothing good. Can I say torture porn? I don't know. I'm probably going to have to bleep that. Anyways, a lot of it is that. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's nothing. So these guys have made a million movies, it seems like, and this is like leftover footage from a lot of their stuff. That's what it feels like. And then they kind of try and string it together with some bullshit, and they tie it back to another series of movies they did. And the last 10 minutes of the movie is ads for other movies. These are all shameless cash grabs. This one is probably the most shameless of all the cash grabs. But you know what? They're a small company. Whatever, that's fine. I'm giving it a D. You know, good job, guys. At least you got a movie out there and one of many. Keep doing it. Success for the future. This is not a good movie. Let's see what I thought I was going to get. It's going to have lots of gel lighting. It's going to have like some purples and some reds. You know, the gel lighting was not a thing. No points for that. Sorry, me. You did your best. So, you can see my tier list here. Couple at the top. Pretty happy about that. Fair number of C, lots of D's, not too many E's. So I guess my final thoughts on Amityville really are just, you can see it lining up into like three. Holy! I'm back! How did you get back? I was in hell. What? I'm really happy to be here. All right.
To talk about Amityville.
Just
I really like Amityville. It's
okay.
kinda
Don't
like hell,
bother
but
me.
a little
Don't
bit
bother me.
Different, I think.
Just go away.
Maybe,
Go
like,
away.
Nicer. Hell doesn't.
I don't know.
have those.
That's it.
Not at
Amityville
all.
sucks.
No walls.
Don't visit.
Okay, well.
Shut up.
Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. You should all comment. Hey, stop.
And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment,
subscribe.
like, comment,
Be a
subscribe.
friend to the channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.